Beloved chosen one, have you ever felt a stirring in your soul? A whisper deep within that something extraordinary is about to unfold in your life? Have you ever wondered why certain challenges keep crossing your path? Or why you feel different, set apart, as if you're destined for something far greater than the ordinary? If you're watching this video right now, it's no coincidence. God has guided you here, to this very moment, because He can no longer keep this secret from you. Something miraculous, something life-changing, something so powerful is about to happen in your life that it will leave you in awe. You are stepping into a season of divine prosperity, unshakable peace, and a radiant purpose that will transform not only your life, but the lives of everyone around you. This is your time, chosen one, and God Himself is ready to unveil His plan for your abundance, your joy, and your eternal victory. Before we dive into this divine revelation, I invite you to do 3 things to activate the energy of this message. Hit that like button to send this truth rippling through the universe. Subscribe to join thousands of chosen ones walking this path of faith, and leave a comment with the number 777, a sacred symbol of divine completion and God's perfect plan for you. If your heart feels called, type, "I receive my divine prosperity," in the comments below, because in this sacred space, your words become a powerful declaration, joining a community of believers whose faith amplifies the strength of every prayer. Stay with me until the end, because if you're truly a chosen one, your spirit already knows this message is meant for you. Get ready, because what God is about to do in your life will change everything. You, chosen one, are not here by accident. The Creator of the universe has called you by name, as it is written in Isaiah 43:1. "Do not fear, for I have redeemed you. I have called you by name, you are mine." This is not just a promise. It is a divine guarantee that you are set apart for greatness. God has been preparing you, refining you through every trial, every moment of doubt, every hardship, to step into a season of abundance that surpasses your wildest dreams. The secret He can no longer keep from you is this: your life is about to overflow with blessings, financial prosperity, spiritual renewal, and a vibrant purpose that will shine as a testament to His glory. This is not a distant hope. It is happening now, and it is happening for you. Imagine a life where lack is a distant memory, where fear no longer holds you captive, and where your every step is guided by divine purpose. This is the life God has designed for you. As it says in Jeremiah 29:11, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." These words are not just a verse. They are a living promise that God is weaving into the fabric of your existence. The struggles you've faced, the financial burdens, the moments of uncertainty, the times you felt unseen, were never meant to define you. They were meant to refine you, to prepare you for the abundance that is now flowing toward you, like a river that never runs dry. Let's pause for a moment and reflect. Think about the times in your life when you felt like giving up, when the weight of the world seemed too heavy to bear. Perhaps it was a moment when bills piled up, when opportunities slipped through your fingers, or when you wondered if you were truly enough. Yet, here you are, still standing, still shining, still chosen. Why? Because God has been with you every step of the way, just as He was with Joseph, who rose from the pit to the palace, as told in Genesis 41. Joseph faced betrayal, imprisonment, and rejection. But God's plan for him was unshakable. His trials were not the end. They were the pathway to His divine prosperity. So it is with you, chosen one. Your challenges are not your destiny. They are the stepping stones to your divine breakthrough. This breakthrough is not just about money, though financial abundance is part of God's promise. It's about a life of fullness, where your spirit is renewed, your relationships are restored, and your purpose is illuminated. As you embrace this truth, you'll begin to notice a shift. Your mindset will transform from scarcity to abundance, from fear to faith, from doubt to divine certainty. Psalm 23:1 declares, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want." These words are a reminder that God's provision is not limited by the world's economy or circumstances. His abundance is limitless, and it is flowing toward you right now, ready to meet every need and exceed every expectation. But here's the key, chosen one. To receive this divine prosperity, you must walk in alignment with God's will. This means living a life of goodness, kindness, and generosity. As Jesus taught in Matthew 5:16, "Let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven." Your prosperity is not just for you. It is a tool to bless others, to lift up those in need, and to spread God's love. When you live with a heart turned toward righteousness, when you choose to forgive, to serve, and to give generously, you open the floodgates of heaven's blessings. Malachi 3:10 says, "Bring the whole tithe into the storehouse, that there may be food in my house. Test me in this, says the Lord Almighty, and see if I will not throw open the floodgates of heaven and pour out so much blessing that there will not be room enough to store it." This is God's promise to you, a promise of overflow, of more than enough, of a life so abundant it spills over into the lives of others. Let's talk about what this divine prosperity looks like in your everyday life. Imagine waking up each morning with a heart full of gratitude, knowing that God is providing for your every need. Picture yourself walking into opportunities that seem to appear out of nowhere. New business ventures, unexpected promotions, or connections that align perfectly with your purpose. This is not a fantasy. It is the reality God is orchestrating for you. Look at the story of Esther, a humble orphan who became a queen, as told in the book of Esther. She didn't seek power or wealth, but through her faith and obedience, God positioned her to save a nation and live a life of divine purpose. Your story may not involve a crown, but it does involve a calling, one that God is revealing to you now. This calling requires you to let go of the old ways, the doubts, the fears, the habits that no longer serve you. As Romans 12:2 urges, "Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind." This transformation is not just spiritual, it is practical. It means choosing to live with integrity, to speak words of kindness, to act with generosity, even when the world tells you to hold back. It means trusting that God's plan for your prosperity is greater than any temporary setback. When you align your actions with His will, you create space for His miracles to flow into your life. You become a magnet for divine opportunities, drawing in wealth, health, and joy in ways you never thought possible. Now, chosen one, let's address the naysayers, those who may doubt your journey or question the changes they see in you. There will always be voices that try to pull you back, to dim your light, to make you doubt God's promises. But as Psalm 27:1 declares, "The Lord is my light and my salvation, whom shall I fear? The Lord is the stronghold of my life, of whom shall I be afraid?" No criticism, no mockery, no obstacle can stand against the divine favor God has placed upon you. When others see your prosperity, your peace, your radiant joy, they may not understand it at first, but they will see the hand of God at work in your life. Your success is not just for you. It is a testimony to His faithfulness, a beacon that draws others to His light. Consider the life of David, a shepherd boy who became a king, as recounted in 1 Samuel. David faced giants, both literal and figurative, yet he never wavered in his trust in God. When Goliath mocked him, when his own brothers doubted him, David stood firm, declaring in 1 Samuel 17:45, "I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty." That same power is within you, chosen one. You are not defined by the opinions of others or the limitations of this world. You are defined by God's calling, by His promise of prosperity, by His unshakable love for you. When you walk in this truth, no giant can stand in your way. As you step into this season of divine abundance, know that it comes with a responsibility, a beautiful, sacred responsibility. Your wealth, your success, your joy are not meant to be hoarded. They are meant to be shared. As Luke 6:38 teaches, "Give, and it will be given to you. A good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over, will be poured into your lap." When you give generously of your time, your resources, your love, you create a cycle of abundance that multiplies beyond measure. Your kindness becomes a seed that grows into a harvest of blessings, not just for you, but for everyone around you. Let's take a moment to imagine the impact of your divine prosperity. Picture yourself helping a struggling neighbor, supporting a cause that uplifts the broken, or simply sharing a smile that brightens someone's day. These acts of goodness are not small. They are powerful ripples that spread God's love across the world. Think of the story of the Good Samaritan in Luke 10:25-7, who stopped to help a stranger when others passed by. His generosity wasn't just about money, it was about giving of himself, reflecting God's heart. You, too, are called to live this way, to let your prosperity be a tool for good, a reflection of God's boundless love. This journey of divine prosperity is not without its challenges. There will be moments when doubt creeps in, when the world tries to pull you back into fear or scarcity. But as Philippians 4:13 reminds us, "I can do all this through Him who gives me strength." Your strength comes not from your own efforts, but from God's unending power within you. When you feel weak, when the path feels uncertain, lean into His promises. Trust that He is working behind the scenes, orchestrating every detail for your good. Your breakthrough is not just coming, it is already here, unfolding in ways you may not yet see but will soon witness. Chosen one, this is the secret God can no longer keep from you. You are destined for a life of abundance, purpose, and unshakable peace. The world may try to define you by your past, your struggles, or your circumstances, but God defines you by His love, His calling, His divine plan. As Ephesians 3:20 declares, He is able to do immeasurably more than all we ask or imagine, according to His power that is at work within us. This is your truth, your inheritance, your reality. Embrace it with faith, live it with goodness, and watch as God's blessings overflow in every area of your life. Now, let's talk about how to walk in this divine prosperity every single day. Start with gratitude. Psalm 100:4 says, "Enter His gates with thanksgiving and His courts with praise." Begin each morning by thanking God for His provision, for the blessings already on their way. This simple act shifts your perspective, aligning your heart with His abundance. Next, live with intention. Choose to act with kindness, to speak words that uplift, to make decisions that reflect God's love. Proverbs 3:5-6 instructs, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your paths straight. When you trust him fully, your path becomes clear, and your prosperity becomes undeniable. As you walk this path, you'll notice something remarkable. The more you give, the more you receive. This is not just a principle of faith, it is a divine law. 2 Corinthians 9-6 says, "Whoever sows sparingly will also reap sparingly, and whoever sows generously will also reap generously." Your generosity, whether through your time, your talents, or your resources, creates a ripple effect of blessings. It's like planting a seed in fertile soil. The harvest will come, and it will be abundant. Imagine the joy of knowing that your actions, your kindness, your faith, are changing lives, building a legacy of love that will outlast you. Chosen one, God's plan for you is not just about financial wealth, though that is part of his promise. It's about a wealth of spirit, a richness of purpose, a life so full of joy and peace that it overflows into the world around you. As you embrace this truth, you'll find that opportunities begin to align, relationships deepen, and your heart becomes lighter. This is the life God has always intended for you, a life where you thrive, not just survive. John 10:10 says, "I have come that they may have life, and have it to the full." This is your promise, your calling, your destiny. But to fully step into this divine prosperity, you must let go of anything that holds you back. This means releasing grudges, forgiving those who have hurt you, and trusting God to heal your wounds. Colossians 3:13 urges, "Bear with each other and forgive one another if any of you has a grievance against someone. Forgive as the Lord forgave you." Forgiveness is not weakness, it is power. It frees you from the chains of bitterness, making room for God's blessings to flow. It's like clearing weeds from a garden so the flowers can bloom. When you forgive, you create space for divine abundance to take root in your life. Let's reflect on a real-life example of this truth. Consider the story of Job, who lost everything, his wealth, his health, his family, yet never lost his faith. In Job 42:10, we read, "After Job had prayed for his friends, the Lord restored his fortunes and gave him twice as much as he had before." Job's restoration came not when he clung to his pain, but when he released it, when he prayed for others, when he trusted God's plan. Your restoration is coming too, chosen one. As you let go of the past and embrace God's goodness, you will see his promises unfold in ways that will leave you speechless. This divine prosperity is not a one-time event, it is a lifestyle. It's about waking up each day, knowing that God is with you, guiding you, providing for you. It's about living with a heart full of faith, a mind full of peace, and a spirit full of purpose. As you walk this path, you'll begin to notice the signs of God's hand at work, unexpected blessings, moments of clarity, opportunities that seem too perfect to be coincidence. These are not accidents, they are divine appointments, orchestrated by a God who loves you beyond measure. Chosen one, the secret is out. God's plan for you is bigger, brighter, and more beautiful than you could ever imagine. He is calling you to rise above the ordinary, to live a life of extraordinary purpose, to shine as a light in a world that desperately needs hope. As Matthew 5:14 declares, "You are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden." Your light is not meant to be dimmed. It is meant to shine, to inspire, to transform. Embrace this calling, live with goodness, and watch as God's blessings overflow in your life. Now, I want to invite you again to join this sacred community of faith. Hit that like button to amplify this message, Subscribe to stand alongside thousands of chosen ones who are walking in God's truth. And leave a comment with the number 888, a symbol of divine abundance and new beginnings. If your heart is moved, type, "I am ready for God's blessings" in the comments. Because in this space, your words become a powerful declaration, resonating with the faith of countless others who believe in God's promises. Your comment is not just a statement, it is a spiritual transaction, amplifying the power of your prayer and connecting you to a community of believers. As you continue on this journey, remember that God's timing is perfect. Ecclesiastes 3:1 tells us, "There is a time for everything, and a season for every activity under the heavens." Your season of abundance is here, chosen one. It may not look exactly as you expected, but trust that God's plan is always better than your own. Every step you take in faith, every act of kindness, every moment of trust brings you closer to the fullness of His promises. You are not just surviving, you are thriving, shining, becoming the person God always meant you to be. Let's talk about what it means to live a life of goodness, as God calls us to do. Living righteously doesn't mean being perfect. It means striving to reflect God's love in everything you do. It means choosing honesty when the world tempts you to lie, choosing generosity when it's easier to hold back, choosing faith when fear tries to take hold. Galatians 6-9 encourages us, "Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up." Your good deeds are seeds, and God promises a harvest of blessings that will overflow in your life. This harvest is not just for you, it is for the world around you. Imagine the impact of your prosperity, how your abundance can lift up a struggling family, fund a dream that changes lives, or simply inspire someone to believe in God's goodness. Think of the story of Ruth, who, through her faithfulness and kindness, found favor with God and became part of the lineage of Jesus, as told in the book of Ruth. Her small acts of loyalty and love led to a legacy that changed history. Your acts of goodness, no matter how small they seem, are part of God's greater plan, creating ripples of change that will echo for generations. Chosen one, this is your moment. The secret God has been holding is now yours to claim. A life of divine prosperity, unshakable peace, and radiant purpose. As you step into this truth, you'll find that the world begins to shift around you. Doors that were once closed will swing wide open. Relationships that were strained will find healing. Dreams that seemed impossible will become reality. This is not wishful thinking. It is the power of God's promise, as Psalm 37:4 says, "Take delight in the Lord, and He will give you the desires of your heart." Your desires, when aligned with His will, become the blueprint for your divine destiny. But this journey requires faith. Faith to trust God's timing. Faith to let go of fear. Faith to live with boldness and goodness. Hebrews 11:1 defines faith as confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see. Your faith is your greatest asset, the key that unlocks God's blessings. When you trust Him fully, when you live with a heart turned toward righteousness, you position yourself to receive the abundance He has promised. This is not about striving or struggling. It is about resting in His grace, knowing that He is faithful to provide. As you embrace this divine calling, you'll begin to see yourself differently. You are not just a person navigating life's challenges. You are a chosen one, a vessel of God's light, a living testament to His power. Your prosperity is not just about money. It is about a life so full of purpose, joy, and love that it overflows into every corner of your existence. As 3 John 1-2 says, "Dear friend, I pray that you may enjoy good health, and that all may go well with you, even as your soul is getting along well. This is God's desire for you, a life where your soul, body, and spirit thrive in harmony. Chosen one, the world is watching. Your transformation, your prosperity, your goodness will become a beacon of hope for others. As you walk in God's light, you inspire those around you to seek Him, to trust Him, to live with faith and kindness. Your life becomes a testimony, just as Jesus said in John 13:35. By this, everyone will know that you are my disciples, if you love one another. Your love, your generosity, your unshakable faith will draw others to God, showing them that His promises are real and His love is unending. Now, let's talk about the practical steps to live this divine life every day. Start with prayer. Philippians 4:6 says, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God." Prayer connects you to God's heart, aligning your desires with His will. Next, act with purpose. Make choices that reflect His love, whether it's helping a stranger, forgiving a wrong, or pursuing a dream with faith. Finally, trust in His provision. Matthew 6:33 reminds us, "Seek first His kingdom and His righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well." When you prioritize God's will, everything else falls into place. Chosen one, this is the secret God can no longer keep. You are destined for greatness. Your life is about to overflow with blessings that will leave you and those around you in awe. The financial struggles, the doubts, the fears, they are fading away, replaced by a divine abundance that knows no limits. As you walk in faith, live with goodness, and trust in God's promises, you will see His hand at work in every area of your life. This is not just a moment, it is a movement, a divine shift that will carry you into a future of prosperity, purpose, and peace. This journey of divine prosperity is about more than what you can see with your eyes. It's about what you feel in your spirit. Have you ever sensed a quiet assurance, a knowing deep within that something greater is at work? That's God speaking to you, reminding you that His plans are unfolding even when the path seems unclear. You are stepping into a season where clarity will replace confusion, where provision will replace lack, where purpose will replace wandering. This is not a dream. It is a divine reality, as promised in Isaiah 55:8-9. "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, declares the Lord. As the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts." God's vision for your life is far greater than anything you could imagine, and it's time to embrace it fully. Let's reflect on what this means for you right now. Picture yourself standing at a crossroads, with one path leading to the familiar doubt, fear, and limitation, and the other leading to God's promise of abundance, courage, and fulfillment. Which path will you choose? The answer is already in your heart, because as a chosen one, you were created to walk the path of greatness. Think of Noah, who built an ark in the face of mockery. As told in Genesis 6, the world laughed, but Noah trusted God's voice above all else. His obedience led to salvation, not just for himself but for his entire family. Your obedience to God's calling will lead to blessings that overflow, not just for you, but for everyone you touch. This overflow is not just about money or material wealth. It's about a richness of spirit that transforms every aspect of your life. Imagine your relationships flourishing, filled with love and mutual respect, because you've chosen to live with kindness and forgiveness. Picture your health vibrant, your energy boundless, because you've entrusted your well-being to God's care. Envision your career or calling soaring to new heights, because you've aligned your ambitions with His purpose. This is the life God is calling you to, a life where every area is touched by His grace. As 2 Corinthians 9-8 promises, "And God is able to bless you abundantly, so that in all things at all times, having all that you need, you will abound in every good work." Your abundance is not just for you, it's for the good works God has prepared for you to do. Now, let's talk about how to live this life of divine overflow every single day. It starts with a heart of gratitude. When you wake up each morning, take a moment to thank God for His provision, for the blessings you see, and those still on their way. Psalm 136:1 says, "Give thanks to the Lord, for He is good. His love endures forever." This simple act of gratitude opens your heart to receive more, aligning your spirit with God's abundance. It's like tuning a radio to the right frequency. Suddenly, the signal comes through loud and clear, and you hear God's voice guiding you toward your destiny. Next, choose to live with boldness. God has not given you a spirit of fear. As 2 Timothy 1-7 declares, "For the Spirit God gave us does not make us timid, but gives us power, love, and self-discipline." This power is within you right now, empowering you to take steps that once seemed impossible. Maybe it's starting that business you've dreamed of, forgiving someone who hurt you, or stepping out in faith to pursue a new opportunity. Whatever it is, know that God is with you, guiding your steps, opening doors that no one can shut. Revelation 3-8 says, "I know your deeds. See, I have placed before you an open door that no one can shut." That door is open for you, chosen one, and it's time to walk through it with confidence. As you walk through this door, you'll notice that God's blessings are not just for you to keep, they are for you to share. Your prosperity is a tool to make a difference, to lift up those who are struggling, to shine a light in places of darkness. Think of the story of the feeding of the 5,000 in John 6:1-14. Jesus took a small offering, 5 loaves and 2 fish, and multiplied it to feed thousands. Your small acts of generosity, your willingness to give, can be multiplied by God to create miracles. When you give with a cheerful heart, as 2 Corinthians 9-7 says, each of you should give what you have decided in your heart to give, not reluctantly or under compulsion, for God loves a cheerful giver. You set in motion a cycle of blessings that will return to you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. This cycle of giving and receiving is not just about money, it's about love, time, and compassion. Imagine the impact of a single kind word spoken to someone who feels unseen. Picture the ripple effect of helping a stranger, supporting a friend, or praying for someone in need. These acts of goodness are seeds that God will grow into a harvest of joy, peace, and prosperity. As Galatians 6-7 reminds us, a man reaps what he sows. When you sow seeds of kindness, you reap a harvest of divine favor. Your life becomes a living testimony to God's love, drawing others to Him through your actions. Chosen one, this is your time to rise. The secret God can no longer keep is that you are destined to live a life of extraordinary impact. Your prosperity is not just about what you gain, it's about what you give, how you love, and how you reflect God's glory. As you step into this season, you'll find that the world around you begins to change. People will notice the light in your eyes, the confidence in your step, the peace in your heart. They may not understand it, but they will be drawn to it, just as moths are drawn to a flame. Your life will become a beacon, as Matthew 5:16 says, "Let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. Now, let's talk about the power of faith in this journey. Faith is not just believing in God's promises, it's acting on them. It's trusting that He will provide even when the bank account looks empty, even when the path ahead seems uncertain. Hebrews 11:6 says, "Without faith, it is impossible to please God, because anyone who comes to Him must believe that He exists, and that He rewards those who earnestly seek Him." Your faith is your currency, chosen one, and it's worth more than gold. When you trust God fully, you unlock the treasures of His kingdom, peace that surpasses understanding, joy that cannot be shaken, and provision that never runs dry. Consider the story of Abraham, who left everything he knew to follow God's call, as told in Genesis 12. He didn't know where he was going, but he trusted God's promise. That faith led him to become the father of nations, blessed beyond measure. Your faith will lead you to blessings beyond measure too. It may require you to step out of your comfort zone, to let go of old habits, to trust God in ways that feel risky. But know this: every step of faith brings you closer to the life God has designed for you, a life of abundance, purpose, and unshakable joy. As you walk this path, you'll encounter moments of resistance. The world may try to pull you back, to make you doubt your calling, to dim your light. But as Romans 8:31 declares, if God is for us, who can be against us? No force, no obstacle, no voice of doubt can stand against the power of God's promise in your life. When you feel the weight of opposition, stand firm, knowing that God is fighting for you. Exodus 14:14 says, "The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still." Your stillness, your trust, your faith are your greatest weapons, chosen one. They will carry you through every storm and into the fullness of God's blessings. This fullness is not just about what you see today. It's about the legacy you're building for tomorrow. Your prosperity is not a fleeting moment. It's a foundation for generations to come. As you walk in God's abundance, you're creating a ripple effect that will touch your family, your community, and the world. Think of the story of Solomon, whose wisdom and wealth became a testimony to God's glory, as told in 1 Kings 3. Solomon didn't seek riches for himself. He sought wisdom to serve others. Because of his heart, God gave him both wisdom and wealth beyond measure. Your heart, turned toward God's purpose, will unlock blessings that will bless others for years to come. Chosen one, I invite you to take a moment to connect with this sacred community. Hit that like button to spread this message of hope. Subscribe to join thousands of chosen ones walking in faith, and leave a comment with the number 777, a symbol of God's perfect plan unfolding in your life. If you feel moved, type, "I am walking in God's abundance" in the comments, because your words are a powerful declaration, joining with the faith of countless others in this space. Your comment is a seed planted in fertile ground, amplifying the power of your prayers and connecting you to a community of believers who are rising together. As you continue this journey, know that God's timing is always perfect. You may not see the full picture yet, but every step you take is guided by His hand. Ecclesiastes 3:11 says, "He has made everything beautiful in its time." Your season of beauty, of prosperity, of purpose is here. Trust that every moment of waiting, every challenge, every prayer has been preparing you for this moment. God is weaving a tapestry of blessings in your life, and each thread is a testament to His faithfulness. You are not just a part of His plan. You are the centerpiece, a chosen one destined to shine. Let's talk about the power of vision in this divine journey. Proverbs 29:18 says, "Where there is no vision, the people perish. Your vision, your God-given dreams, your hopes, your calling, is the map that guides you toward your destiny. Take time to seek God's vision for your life. What is He calling you to do? Who is He calling you to become? Write it down, pray over it, and trust that He will bring it to pass. Habakkuk 2:2-3 says, "Write down the vision and make it plain on tablets, so that a herald may run with it. For the vision awaits an appointed time. It speaks of the end and will not prove false." Your vision is not a fantasy. It is a divine blueprint, and God is bringing it to life. As you pursue this vision, surround yourself with people who uplift you, who share your faith, who see the greatness God has placed within you. Proverbs 13:20 says, "Walk with the wise and become wise, for a companion of fools suffers harm." Your community matters. Chosen one. Choose friends, mentors, and partners who reflect God's love and encourage you to grow. Let go of relationships that drain you, that pull you back into doubt or fear. God is bringing the right people into your life, people who will walk with you, pray with you, and celebrate your victories. This journey of divine prosperity is also about stewardship. God entrusts you with blessings so that you can manage them wisely. Luke 16:10 says, "Whoever can be trusted with very little can also be trusted with much." Whether it's a small financial breakthrough, a moment of peace, or a new opportunity, steward it well. Use your resources to honor God, to bless others, to build a life that reflects His glory. When you manage what you have with faithfulness, God multiplies it, opening doors to even greater abundance. Chosen one, your life is a canvas, and God is the artist. Every brushstroke, every trial, every victory, every moment of faith is creating a masterpiece. As Philippians 1-6 says, "He who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion until the day of Christ Jesus." Trust that God is not finished with you. Your story is still being written, and it is a story of triumph, of abundance, of unshakable faith. You are not just surviving, you are thriving, shining, becoming a living testament to God's power. As you walk this path, remember that your prosperity is not just about what you gain, but about who you become. God is shaping you into a person of strength, wisdom, and compassion. He is preparing you to lead, to inspire, to make a difference. Think of the story of Deborah, the prophetess and judge, in Judges 4-5. She led with courage, guided by God's wisdom, and her faith brought victory to her people. You, too, are called to lead perhaps not a nation, but your family, your community, your sphere of influence. Your prosperity is a tool to empower others, to show them the way to God's love. Now, let's talk about the power of words in this divine journey. Proverbs 18:21 says, "The tongue has the power of life and death, and those who love it will eat its fruit." Your words matter, chosen one. Speak life over your future, your finances, your relationships. Declare God's promises with boldness. Say, "I am blessed. I am chosen. I am walking in God's abundance." When you speak these truths, you align your life with His will, creating a pathway for His blessings to flow. Avoid words of doubt or negativity. Instead, let your speech reflect the faith in your heart. This faith-filled speech is not just for you, it's for those around you. Your words can uplift, encourage, and inspire. When you speak hope to a friend, peace to a stranger, or love to your family, you become a conduit of God's grace. Think of the story of Barnabas, whose name means son of encouragement, as told in Acts 4:36-37. His words and actions lifted up the early church, strengthening their faith. You too can be a Barnabas, using your words to build up others and create a ripple effect of God's love. Chosen one, as you embrace this divine calling, know that God is always working behind the scenes. You may not see the full picture yet, but every step you take is part of His divine plan. Isaiah 40:31 says, "Those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint." Your strength is being renewed right now. Chosen one, you are soaring, running, walking toward a future filled with God's promises. Trust Him, live with goodness, and watch as His blessings unfold in ways that will leave you in awe. Imagine standing on a mountaintop, looking out over a vast landscape of possibilities. That's where you are right now, chosen one. The horizon before you is filled with opportunities that God is preparing just for you. Opportunities to grow, to prosper, to make a difference. This is not a distant dream. It is a reality that is unfolding as you listen to these words. Psalm 65:11 says, "You crown the year with your bounty, and your carts overflow with abundance." This is your year, your season, your moment to step into the bounty God has prepared. Every challenge you've faced, every moment of waiting, has been shaping you to carry this abundance with wisdom, grace, and purpose. Let's pause and consider what this divine authority means for you. It's not about lording power over others. It's about walking in the confidence that God has equipped you for greatness. Think of Daniel, who stood firm in his faith even in the lion's den, as told in Daniel 6. The world tried to break him, but his trust in God turned a place of danger into a testimony of divine protection. Your life too is becoming a testimony. The trials you've faced are not your end. They are the crucible where God is forging your strength, your wisdom, your unshakable faith. You are emerging as a leader, a light, a chosen one who carries His authority into every situation. This authority comes with a call to live differently, to live with intention, integrity, and love. Jesus taught in Matthew 7:12, "So in everything, do to others what you would have them do to you, for this sums up the law and the prophets." This golden rule is not just a moral guideline. It's a divine principle that unlocks blessings. When you treat others with kindness, when you act with fairness, when you love without expecting anything in return, you align yourself with God's heart. This alignment is like a key that opens the storehouse of heaven, releasing provision, peace, and purpose into your life. Your actions are not just deeds, they are declarations of faith, signaling to the universe that you are ready for God's abundance. Now, let's talk about how to embody this divine authority in your daily life. It starts with a mindset of victory. You are not a victim of circumstances. You are a victor in Christ. Romans 8:37 declares, "In all these things we are more than conquerors through Him who loved us." This truth should permeate every thought, every decision, every interaction. When you face a challenge, remind yourself, "I am more than a conqueror." When an opportunity arises, declare, "I am chosen for this moment." This mindset shifts you from surviving to thriving, from reacting to creating, from doubting to believing. It's a mindset that attracts divine opportunities, drawing in the resources, connections, and breakthroughs God has ordained for you. As you cultivate this victorious mindset, you'll notice that your perspective changes. The world may see obstacles, but you see opportunities. The world may see lack, but you see abundance. This is the power of seeing through God's eyes. As 2 Corinthians 4:18 urges, "So we fix our eyes not on what is seen, but on what is unseen, since what is seen is temporary, but what is unseen is eternal. The unseen promises of God, His provision, His protection, His purpose, are more real than any temporary struggle. When you focus on these eternal truths, you begin to walk in a confidence that nothing can shake, a faith that nothing can dim, a prosperity that nothing can stop. This prosperity is not just about financial wealth, though God's blessings will touch your finances in ways that will astound you. It's about a richness of life that encompasses your relationships, your health, your dreams. Imagine your home filled with laughter, your heart filled with peace, your life filled with purpose. This is the life God is calling you to, a life where every area is touched by His grace. Think of the story of the widow in 2 Kings 4:1-7, who faced debt and despair but trusted the prophet's words. God multiplied her small jar of oil into an abundance that paid her debts and sustained her family. Your small steps of faith, your trust in God's word, will be multiplied into an overflow that sustains you and those you love. To live in this overflow, you must let go of anything that hinders you. This means releasing old mindsets of scarcity, letting go of grudges that weigh you down, and stepping away from environments that dim your light. Ephesians 4:31-32 says, "Get rid of all bitterness, rage and anger, brawling and slander, along with every form of malice. Be kind and compassionate to one another, forgiving each other, just as in Christ God forgave you." Forgiveness is not just an act, it's a liberation. It frees you to receive God's blessings, to walk in His peace, to live in His abundance. When you let go of the past, you make room for the future God has prepared. Chosen one. Your life is a garden, and God is the gardener. Every season of pruning, every moment of planting, every trial you've faced is part of His divine cultivation. John 15:2 says, "He cuts off every branch in me that bears no fruit, while every branch that does bear fruit, He prunes so that it will be even more fruitful." The pruning may feel painful, but it is purposeful. God is removing what no longer serves you, preparing you to bear fruit that will last, fruit of joy, peace, and prosperity. Trust His process, because every cut is leading you to a harvest beyond your imagination. As you walk in this divine cultivation, you'll begin to see the fruit of your faith. Opportunities will arise that align perfectly with your purpose. People will enter your life who support your vision. Your finances will shift from scarcity to surplus. This is not wishful thinking. It is the power of God's promise at work. Psalm 1-3 says, "That person is like a tree planted by streams of water, which yields its fruit in season, and whose leaf does not wither. Whatever they do prospers." You are that tree, chosen one, rooted in God's love, flourishing in His provision, prospering in all you do. Let's talk about the power of community in this journey. You are not meant to walk alone. God is surrounding you with people who will uplift you, challenge you, and celebrate your victories. Hebrews 10:24-5 says, "And let us consider how we may spur one another on toward love and good deeds, not giving up meeting together, as some are in the habit of doing, but encouraging one another." This community is your strength, your support, your family in faith. Seek out those who share your vision, who pray with you, who believe in God's promises. Together, you will amplify each other's faith, creating a ripple effect of blessings that touches the world. I invite you now to connect with this sacred community of chosen ones. Hit that like button to spread this message of divine authority. Subscribe to join thousands of believers walking in God's truth, and leave a comment with the number 888, a symbol of new beginnings and infinite abundance. If your heart is stirred, type, "I am walking in God's authority" in the comments, because your words are a powerful declaration, resonating with the faith of countless others in this space. Your comment is a seed of faith, planted in fertile ground, amplifying the power of your prayers and connecting you to a community that believes in God's promises. As you build this community, remember that your influence is a gift. Your words, your actions, your faith have the power to inspire others. Think of the story of Nehemiah, who rebuilt the walls of Jerusalem despite opposition, as told in Nehemiah 2-6. His vision, his leadership, his trust in God rallied a community to achieve the impossible. You too are called to lead, to inspire, to build something that lasts. Whether it's a business, a family, or a ministry, your influence will create a legacy of faith, love, and prosperity. This legacy is not just for you, it's for generations to come. Your prosperity is a foundation, a testament to God's faithfulness that will inspire your children, your friends, your community. Deuteronomy 7-9 says, "Know therefore that the Lord your God is God. He is the faithful God, keeping his covenant of love to 1,000 generations of those who love him and keep his commandments." Your faith today is planting seeds for 1,000 generations. Chosen one. Every act of kindness, every step of obedience, every moment of trust is building a future that reflects God's glory. As you step into this future, know that God is your provider in every way. Philippians 4:19 says, "And my God will meet all your needs, according to the riches of his glory in Christ Jesus." This is not a partial promise. It is a complete assurance that God will provide for your finances, your health, your relationships, your dreams. Trust him, even when the path seems unclear. Your trust is like a bridge, carrying you from where you are to where God wants you to be. Every step you take in faith strengthens that bridge, making it unshakable, leading you to a life of divine abundance. Now, let's talk about the power of persistence in this journey. The road to prosperity is not always smooth, but it is always worth it. Galatians 6-9 says, "Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up." Your persistence, your refusal to give up, your commitment to God's calling, your unwavering faith is the key to unlocking your harvest. Every prayer, every act of kindness, every moment of trust is a seed that will bear fruit in God's perfect timing. Keep sowing, keep believing, keep walking in his truth. As you persist, you'll notice that God's blessings are not random. They are strategic. He is placing you in the right place at the right time, connecting you with the right people, opening the right doors. Think of the story of Esther, who was positioned for such a time as this to save her people. As told in Esther 4:14, you too are positioned for this moment, chosen one. Your life is not a series of accidents. It is a divine orchestration, a masterpiece crafted by God's hand. Trust his timing, trust his plan, and watch as he aligns every detail for your good. This divine alignment is not just about what happens to you. It's about who you become. God is shaping you into a person of strength, wisdom, and compassion. He is preparing you to carry his blessings with grace, to steward his provision with wisdom, to shine his light with boldness. As 1 Peter 2-9 says, "You are a chosen people, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, God's special possession, that you may declare the praises of him who called you out of darkness into his wonderful light." You are his special possession, chosen one, called to declare his praises, to live in his light, to walk in His abundance. As you walk in this light, you'll find that your life becomes a magnet for miracles. Opportunities will come that seem too good to be true, but they are true because God is faithful. Relationships will deepen, filled with love and mutual respect, because you've chosen to live with kindness. Your health will flourish, your energy will soar, because you've entrusted your well-being to God's care. This is the life He has promised, a life of fullness. As John 10:10 says, "I have come that they may have life, and have it to the full." This fullness is yours, chosen one, and it's time to claim it. Let's talk about the power of surrender in this journey. Surrender doesn't mean giving up. It means giving over, giving your worries, your plans, your fears to God. Psalm 55:22 says, "Cast your cares on the Lord, and He will sustain you. He will never let the righteous be shaken." When you surrender your burdens to God, you make room for His blessings to flow. It's like clearing clutter from a room to make space for new treasures. Surrender your doubts, your fears, your need to control, and watch as God fills your life with peace, provision, and purpose. This surrender is not a one-time act. It's a daily choice. Each morning, choose to trust God's plan over your own. Each challenge, choose to see it as an opportunity for growth. Each blessing, choose to use it to glorify Him. As you live this way, you'll find that your life becomes a reflection of His glory, a testament to His faithfulness. Think of the story of Mary, the mother of Jesus, who surrendered to God's call in Luke 1:38, saying, "I am the Lord's servant. May your word to me be fulfilled." Her surrender led to the greatest miracle in history. Your surrender will lead to miracles too, chosen one. As you embrace this life of surrender, you'll notice that your heart becomes lighter, your steps surer, your vision clearer. You are not just walking through life, you are dancing in God's grace, moving to the rhythm of His promises. Psalm 32:11 says, "You turned my wailing into dancing. You removed my sackcloth and clothed me with joy." This is God's promise to you, a life of joy, of dancing, of abundance. Trust Him, live with goodness, and watch as He turns every sorrow into a song of victory. Chosen one, I invite you to join this sacred community of faith once more. Hit that like button to amplify this message of divine authority. Subscribe to stand alongside thousands of chosen ones walking in God's light, and leave a comment with the number 777, a symbol of God's perfect plan unfolding in your life. If your spirit is moved, type, "I am ready for God's miracles," in the comments, because your words are a powerful declaration, joining with the faith of countless others in this sacred space. Your comment is a spark, igniting the power of collective prayer and connecting you to a community that believes in God's unending love. As you continue this journey, know that God's love is your foundation. 1 John 4:16 says, "God is love. Whoever lives in love lives in God, and God in them." Your life, lived in love, is a reflection of God's presence. Every act of kindness, every word of encouragement, every moment of faith is a testament to His love within you. You are not just a chosen one. You are a vessel of His love, a light in the darkness, a beacon of hope in a world that needs it. Keep shining, keep loving, keep trusting, and watch as God's blessings overflow in ways that will leave you breathless. Picture yourself as a lighthouse, standing tall amidst the storms of life, shining a beacon of hope that guides others to safety. That's who you are right now, a light that cannot be dimmed, a force that cannot be shaken, a vessel of God's unending grace. This is not just a metaphor, it is your reality. God is positioning you to illuminate the world around you, to bring clarity where there is confusion, to bring peace where there is chaos. Isaiah 60:1 says, "Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord rises upon you." Your light is rising, chosen one, and it's time to let it shine brighter than ever before. Let's reflect on what this means for your daily walk. Every choice you make, every word you speak, every action you take is an opportunity to reflect God's glory. Imagine waking up each morning with a heart full of expectancy, knowing that God is orchestrating divine appointments for you. These appointments might be a conversation that shifts someone's perspective, a decision that opens a new door, or a moment of kindness that changes a life. This is the power of living in alignment with God's purpose. As Proverbs 16:3 says, "Commit to the Lord whatever you do, and He will establish your plans." Your plans, when committed to Him, become His plans, and they will flourish beyond your imagination. This flourishing is not just about personal gain. It's about becoming a conduit of God's blessings. Think of the story of Elisha and the Shunammite woman in 2 Kings 4:8-17. Her generosity in providing a room for the prophet led to a miraculous blessing, a child she had longed for. Her kindness, her faith, her willingness to give without expecting return opened the door to God's provision. You, too, are called to live generously, to give of your time, your resources, your love. When you do, you activate a divine cycle of abundance, where your giving becomes the seed for your receiving. As Luke 6:38 says, "Give, and it will be given to you. A good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over, will be poured into your lap." This is your promise, chosen one, an overflow that knows no limits. Now, let's talk about the power of vision in your journey. God has placed a unique dream in your heart, a vision that is yours alone. This vision is not a fleeting thought. It is a divine blueprint, a map to your destiny. Habakkuk 2:3 says, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time. It hastens to the end, it will not lie. If it seems slow, wait for it. It will surely come." Your vision may feel distant at times, but trust that God is bringing it to life. Take time each day to pray over your dreams, to visualize them, to speak them into existence. When you align your vision with God's will, you unleash a power that moves mountains, opens doors, and transforms lives. As you pursue this vision, surround yourself with faith-filled people who see the greatness within you. Proverbs 27:17 says, "As iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another." Your community is your strength, chosen one. Seek out those who encourage you, who pray with you, who believe in God's promises for your life. Let go of relationships that drain your spirit, that sow doubt or negativity. God is bringing the right people into your path: mentors, friends, partners who will walk alongside you, amplifying your faith and helping you soar to new heights. This community is not just a support system, it is a divine network orchestrated by God to propel you toward your destiny. This destiny is not just about what you achieve, it's about who you become. God is shaping you into a person of wisdom, courage, and compassion. He is preparing you to carry His blessings with grace, to lead with humility, to shine with confidence. Think of the story of Gideon in Judges 6-7, who started as a man hiding in fear, but became a mighty warrior through God's calling. Gideon didn't see himself as a leader, but God saw him differently. God sees you differently too, chosen one. He sees the strength within you, the potential for greatness, the heart ready to change the world. Trust His vision for you, and step boldly into the person He is calling you to be. As you step into this calling, Know that God's provision is not limited by the world's constraints. The economy may falter, opportunities may seem scarce, but God's resources are infinite. Psalm 50:10 says, "For every animal of the forest is mine, and the cattle on 1,000 hills." God owns everything, chosen one, and He is ready to pour out His resources for you. Whether it's a financial breakthrough, a new opportunity, or a restored relationship, trust that He is providing exactly what you need, exactly when you need it. Your job is to trust, to obey, to walk in faith, knowing that His provision is always perfect. This trust requires you to let go of control. The world teaches us to cling tightly to our plans, to worry about every detail, to fear the unknown. But God calls us to a higher way. Matthew 6:34 says, "Therefore do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own." When you release your worries to God, you create space for His miracles. It's like opening your hands to receive a gift you can't hold on to fear and receive His blessings at the same time. Let go, chosen one, and watch as God fills your life with provision, peace, and purpose. This journey of divine prosperity is also about resilience. Life will bring challenges, but those challenges are not meant to break you. They are meant to strengthen you. James 1:2-4 says, "Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work, so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything." Every trial you face is a stepping stone to your maturity, your strength, your abundance. Embrace these moments, knowing that God is using them to prepare you for the fullness of His blessings. As you grow in resilience, you'll notice that your perspective shifts. Where you once saw obstacles, you now see opportunities. Where you once felt fear, you now feel faith. This shift is not just in your mind, it's in your spirit, a divine transformation that aligns you with God's purpose. Think of the story of Paul and Silas in Acts 16:25-6, who praised God in prison and saw their chains broken. Their faith turned a place of captivity into a place of miracles. Your faith too will turn your challenges into miracles, your struggles into testimonies, your dreams into realities. Chosen one, I invite you to connect with this sacred community of believers. Hit that like button to spread this message of divine resilience. Subscribe to join thousands of chosen ones walking in God's light, and leave a comment with the number 888, a symbol of infinite abundance and new beginnings. If your heart is stirred, type "I am ready for God's miracles" in the comments, because your words are a powerful declaration, resonating with the faith of countless others in this sacred space. Your comment is a spark, igniting the power of collective prayer and connecting you to a community that believes in God's unending love. As you walk in this resilience, know that God is always working, even when you can't see it. Romans 8:28 says, "And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose." Every moment, every challenge, every prayer is part of His divine plan. Trust that He is weaving a story of triumph in your life, a story that will inspire others, a story that will glorify Him. You are not just a participant in this story. You are the hero, chosen one, called to shine, to prosper, to make a difference. Let's talk about the power of gratitude in this journey. Gratitude is not just a feeling. It's a force that shifts the atmosphere around you. When you give thanks, even in the midst of challenges, you open the door to God's blessings. 1 Thessalonians 5:18 says, "Give thanks in all circumstances, for this is God's will for you in Christ Jesus. Your gratitude is like a magnet, drawing in God's provision, His peace, His joy. Start each day by thanking Him for His love, His faithfulness, His promises. This simple act aligns your heart with His, positioning you to receive the abundance He has prepared. This abundance is not just for you, it's for the world around you. Your prosperity is a tool to bless others, to lift up the broken, to shine light in dark places. Think of the story of the Good Samaritan in Luke 10:25-37, who stopped to help a stranger when others passed by. His generosity wasn't just about giving money, it was about giving of himself, reflecting God's heart. You, too, are called to reflect God's heart, to use your blessings to make a difference, to show the world what it means to live in His love. As you live this way, you'll find that your life becomes a magnet for divine opportunities. Doors will open that you never expected. People will come into your life who align with your purpose. Your finances will shift from lack to overflow. This is not a fantasy. It is the power of God's promise. As Psalm 23:5 says, "You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows." Your cup is overflowing, chosen one, with blessings that will transform your life and the lives of those around you. This journey is also about courage. It takes courage to trust God's plan, to step out in faith, to live differently from the world. Joshua 1-9 says, "Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid, do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go." Your courage is not in your own strength, it is in God's presence. When you face a challenge, when you step into the unknown, know that He is with you, guiding you, providing for you. Your courage will inspire others, showing them that faith can move mountains, that trust can open doors, that God's love can change everything. As you walk in this courage, you'll notice that your life becomes a testimony. People will see the change in you, the peace in your heart, the confidence in your step, the joy in your eyes. They may not understand it, but they will be drawn to it. As Matthew 5:14 says, "You are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. Your light is shining, chosen one, and it is drawing others to God's love." Keep shining, keep trusting, keep living with faith, and watch as His blessings unfold in ways that will leave you in awe. Imagine yourself as a river, flowing with God's grace, carrying life to every place you touch. This river is not confined by banks or barriers. It flows freely, nourishing everything in its path. That's who you are, chosen one, a source of life, a vessel of God's blessings, a force of transformation. Your presence alone can change atmospheres, shift perspectives, and inspire others to seek God's truth. Isaiah 58:11 says, "The Lord will guide you always. He will satisfy your needs in a sun-scorched land and will strengthen your frame. You will be like a well-watered garden, like a spring whose waters never fail." Your life is becoming that well-watered garden, flourishing with divine provision, blooming with purpose, and overflowing with love. Let's take a moment to envision what this means for you. Picture a day where you wake up with a heart full of peace, knowing that God is guiding every step. Imagine walking into a meeting, a conversation, or a new opportunity with the confidence that God's favor is upon you. This is not a fantasy. It is the reality God is crafting for you right now. Think of the story of Moses in Exodus 3, who stood before a burning bush and heard God's call. He felt unqualified, unworthy, but God saw him as a leader, a deliverer, a chosen one. Your doubts, your fears, Your feelings of inadequacy are not the truth. The truth is God's call on your life, His promise of prosperity, His vision for your greatness. This greatness is not about worldly success. It's about divine impact. It's about living a life that reflects God's heart, that shows the world what it means to walk in His love. 1 Corinthians 13:4-7 says, "Love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres." When you live with this kind of love, patient, kind, trusting, persevering, you become a magnet for God's blessings. Your love becomes a seed that grows into a harvest of relationships, opportunities, and abundance. Every act of kindness, every moment of patience, every choice to hope is a declaration of your faith, opening the door to God's provision. Now, let's talk about the power of alignment in this journey. Alignment means living in harmony with God's will, letting His truth guide your decisions, your words, your actions. Proverbs 3:5-6 says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to Him, and He will make your paths straight." When you align your heart with God's, you create a pathway for His blessings to flow. It's like tuning an instrument to the perfect pitch suddenly. Every note you play is clear, beautiful and powerful. Your life, aligned with God's purpose, becomes a symphony of abundance, peace and joy. This alignment requires you to let go of distractions, those things that pull you away from God's truth. It might be a habit that no longer serves you, a mindset of fear, or a relationship that dims your light. Ephesians 5:15-16 says, "Be very careful then how you live, not as unwise but as wise, making the most of every opportunity, because the days are evil." Your time is precious, chosen one. Use it wisely, investing in what draws you closer to God, what fuels your faith, what aligns with His purpose. When you let go of what weighs you down, you make room for what lifts you up. God's blessings, His opportunities, His divine favor. As you walk in this alignment, you'll notice that your life begins to attract divine connections. God is bringing people into your path who will support your vision, who will pray with you, who will celebrate your victories. Think of the story of Jonathan and David in 1 Samuel 18, whose friendship was a divine bond that strengthened them both. Jonathan's loyalty and love helped David become the king God called him to be. Your divine connections are coming. Chosen one, people who will walk with you, encourage you, and help you fulfill your purpose. Be open to these relationships and trust that God is orchestrating them for your good. This journey is also about embracing your unique gifts. God has placed talents, passions, and abilities within you that are meant to shine. Romans 12:6 says, "We have different gifts, according to the grace given to each of us." Your gifts are not random. They are divine tools, designed to fulfill your calling and bless the world. Whether it's your creativity, your compassion, your leadership, or your wisdom, use these gifts to glorify God. When you step into your gifts with confidence, you unlock doors of opportunity, you attract abundance, and you inspire others to do the same. Chosen one, I invite you to connect with this sacred community of faith. Hit that like button to spread this message of divine alignment. Subscribe to join thousands of chosen ones walking in God's truth. And leave a comment with the number 777, a symbol of God's perfect plan unfolding in your life. If your heart is moved, type, "I am aligned with God's purpose," in the comments. Because your words are a powerful declaration, resonating with the faith of countless others in this sacred space. Your comment is a spark, igniting the power of collective prayer and connecting you to a community that believes in God's unending love. As you embrace your gifts, know that they are not just for you, they are for the world. Your talents are a light, meant to shine in dark places, to bring hope where there is despair, to bring love where there is hurt. Matthew 5:15 says, "Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on its stand, and it gives light to everyone in the house." Your gifts are that lamp, chosen one. Don't hide them, let them shine. Use your creativity to inspire, your compassion to heal, your wisdom to guide. As you do, you'll find that God multiplies your impact, turning your efforts into miracles, your dreams into realities. This multiplication is not just about what you do, it's about who you are. God is shaping you into a person of influence, a person whose very presence shifts atmospheres. Think of the story of Lydia in Acts 16:14, 1-5, a businesswoman whose heart was opened by God. Her faith and generosity turned her home into a hub for the early church, impacting countless lives. Your life too is becoming a hub of God's love, a place where others find hope, encouragement, and inspiration. Your influence is growing, chosen one, and it is a reflection of God's power within you. As you grow in influence, remember to stay rooted in humility. James 4:10 says, "Humble yourselves before the Lord, and He will lift you up." Your prosperity, your success, your impact are not about your own strength, they are about God's grace. When you walk in humility, you allow God to lift you higher than you could ever imagine. You become a vessel for His glory, a channel for His blessings, a light that draws others to Him. This humility is not weakness, it is strength, rooted in the knowledge that God is the source of all you have and all you are. This journey is also about trust. Trust in God's timing, trust in His plan, trust in His love. Psalm 31:14-15 says, "But I trust in you, Lord. I say, you are my God. My times are in your hands. Your times are in God's hands, chosen one." Every moment, every season, every opportunity is part of His divine orchestration. When things seem delayed, trust that He is preparing you. When challenges arise, trust that He is strengthening you. When blessings come, trust that He is glorifying Himself through you. Your trust is the bridge that carries you from where you are to where He wants you to be. As you walk in this trust, you'll find that your life becomes a magnet for miracles. Opportunities will appear that seem too perfect to be coincidence. Relationships will form that align perfectly with your purpose. Your finances will shift from scarcity to surplus. This is not wishful thinking. It is the power of God's promise. As Deuteronomy 8:18 says, "But remember the Lord your God, for it is He who gives you the ability to produce wealth." Your ability to prosper comes from Him, and He is ready to pour out His blessings in ways that will leave you in awe. This prosperity is not just about what you gain, it's about what you give. Your abundance is a tool to bless others, to lift up the broken, to shine light in dark places. Think of the story of Tabitha in Acts 9:36-42, who was known for her good deeds and generosity. When she died, her community mourned, but God raised her up, showing His power through her life. Your life, too, is a testimony of God's power. Your generosity, your kindness, your faith will raise up others, creating a ripple effect of love and abundance that changes the world. As you give, you'll find that God multiplies your blessings, 2 Corinthians 9:10 says, "Now, he who supplies seed to the sower and bread for food will also supply and increase your store of seed, and will enlarge the harvest of your righteousness." Your giving is a seed, and God promises to enlarge your harvest. Whether it's giving your time, your resources, or your love, trust that God will multiply it. Your generosity will not deplete you, it will enrich you, filling your life with joy, purpose, and divine favor. Chosen one, your journey is a divine adventure, a story of triumph written by God's hand. Every step you take, every choice you make, every prayer you pray is part of this story. Psalm 37:23 says, "The Lord makes firm the steps of the one who delights in him." Your steps are firm, chosen one, because you delight in God. Your path is clear, because he is guiding you. Your future is bright, because his love is lighting the way. Keep walking, keep trusting, keep shining, and watch as his blessings unfold in ways that will leave you breathless. Picture yourself as a seed, planted in fertile soil, destined to grow into a mighty tree that provides shade, fruit, and beauty to the world. This is your destiny, a life that not only flourishes but also nourishes others. God is cultivating you, strengthening your roots, expanding your branches, preparing you to bear fruit that lasts for generations. Ezekiel 47:12 says, "Fruit trees of all kinds will grow on both banks of the river. Their leaves will not wither, nor will their fruit fail. Every month they will bear fruit,